God bless you, everybody. Good morning. Rahab. Rahab. Our devotional text comes out of the book of Joshua, chapter 2, verse 1. And the word of the Lord says, reading from the Amplified Bible, Joshua, son of Nun, sent two men secretly to Shittim as scouts, saying, go view the land, especially Jericho. And they went and came to the house of a harlot named Rahab and lodged there. The Message Bible says, Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent out from Shittim two men as spies. Go look over the land, check out Jericho. They left and arrived at the house of a harlot named Rahab and stayed there. So they stayed at the house of Rahab. The Common English Bible says, Joshua, Nun's son, secretly sent two men as spies from Shittim. He said, go look over the land, especially Jericho. They sent out and entered the house of a prostitute named Rahab. They bedded down there. The New Living Translation says, then Joshua secretly sent out two spies from the Israelite camp at Acacia Grove. He instructed them scout out the land over the other side of the Jordan River, especially around Jericho. So the two men set out and came to the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there that night. So they stayed with Rahab. The New Revised Standard Version says, then Joshua the son of Nun sent two men secretly from Shittim as spies, saying, go view the land, especially Jericho. So they went and entered a house of a prostitute whose name was Rahab and spent the night there. And as we look here, Rahab was a Canaanite woman, and she provided cover for the spies of Joshua. Rahab was somebody that came to believe in the God of Abraham before she ever met the children of Abraham. She was spared in the destruction of her city. She was grafted into the Hebrew culture. She married a contemporary of Joshua's boy, a son named Boaz. She had a grandson named Jesse. And we know that Jesse was the father of David. And so we see here that she's the great grandmother of David and a descendant named Jesus. And so she's related to Jesus. Rahab's name appears on the family tree of the Son of God. And we see here that with all this stuff going on at this time, she was called a harlot. And couldn't that one reference be such as Rahab? But put a little concealer on this biblical blemish. It points a neon sign at it. It's even attached to her name in the Hebrew Hall of Fame. The list includes Abel, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, and then suddenly the harlot Rahab. Her history of harlotry is a part of her testimony. Now you may, but the thing is that she was named as prostitute. And in this devotion, it says here that now do not sell yourself. Do not allow people to call you out of your name. In fact, don't let people try to dig up who you were before because they don't want to deal with the person that you are now. Many people, the reason why they want to deal with you is because they want what you have. And so we see here in this particular chapter here, and as we go on about Joshua and how they sent out the spies to Rahab. And we know that Rahab, she protects the spies, of course. And she hid the two men for a reason. And she even had a conversation. And in verse 8 it says, before the spies went to sleep that night, Rahab went up to the roof to talk with them. I know the Lord has given you this land, she told them. We're all afraid of you. What the thing is, saints of God, is not what people call you. Is what you answer to, is what you respond to. So what are you responding to? And so they went to Rahab's land like, Rahab? Really? The prostitute? The harlot? We stand at her house? Because if they would have stayed at somebody else's house, they wouldn't be saved like they was at Rahab's house. And the thing is that many times people will bring up the past of a person that went through trials and tribulation, but don't want to be there for them as they walk this walk. The thing is that don't try to uncover somebody else's past when you know that yours can be uncovered too. Don't uncover somebody else's sins when you know that yours can be uncovered too. You got to take the speck out of your own eye before you take the speck out of somebody else's eye. Don't get it twisted. Rahab was the one that helped out here. The spies stayed at Rahab's house. They were safe. Rahab talked with these men. And I tell you, and it is important for us to know that as we continue to go forth, she even told them who was looking for. See, Rahab was a woman that looked out. But the thing is that God has a name for you. Respond to the name that God gave you. Don't let what people call you stop you from going forth.